Hello, everyone. Another great night for us. The Scottish fans delivered. At this point, I'm pretty much convinced that they might be the loudest in the world. Attendance night was 10,589 with a gate of $1.2 million US. Bonuses. Fight of the night went to Henry and Tamor. Performance bonuses went to Felder and Ponzinibbio. Each of those fighters win $50,000 US. I'm available for any questions if we have any questions from the media.
Joe, you said it there. Loudest fans, arguably, in the world. This is twice you've come to Glasgow now. Can Glasgow be an annual destination for the UFC here in Europe?
It certainly could from a demand perspective. We've been successful both times. Amazing support and fan base here. I think when you look at our business in Europe, if we're doing 5 to 6 events a year, obviously we have to spread those events around and hit different markets. So, my view is that Glasgow is firmly in the rotation, and whether that's, annually 2 out of 3 years, every other year, I'm not sure, but, we'll definitely be back here in the future, but just no promise that can always be an annual event.
A little bit off topic here. You are the international, VP for the UFC. There was an international tour this week with Mayweather-McGregor. Can you perhaps just give us some insight into, some of the international destinations that were picked, Toronto being one and, obviously London being the other?
Yeah, I think it, obviously in a market like Australia is probably too far for a 1-week world tour. But when you think about, this fight in particular and how big it's going to be from a pay-per-view perspective, it obviously makes sense to have 2 stops in the U.S. and then you go to Canada, which is the second largest pay-per-view market in the world. And then obviously the last stop being the UK, where the fight's going to be massive here as well, most likely end up on pay-per-view on this side of the pond. So I think when you look at the top 3 strongest markets for where this fight's going to resonate outside of probably Australia, it's definitely US, Canada, and the UK, Ireland. All right. Thanks, guys.
Paul, obviously a very impressive performance tonight. Just talk to me, obviously we heard your father passed away, 1 week, 2 weeks into your fight camp. Just describe the emotions after tonight's performance and victory.
I got to say, I think this is really one that hasn't set in, just like him passing away. I had the athlete retreat. I had fight camp, so I went to Vegas, came home. I was with my family for about four or 5 days, and then I was at Rufus Sport right away for 7 weeks, living in the gym, doing training. So I don't think I've really, we talked before, I don't really think I had a chance for anything to set in. And I feel really calm and collected. I feel like I'm finally showing what I've been capable of doing my whole UFC career. I had to do some changes. I had to find some new coaches and find my home and find my balance in what makes me tick as a fighter. And I really think I found that. And I think I'm finally showing that with 2 first-round knockouts and, coming into somebody's backyard and putting that crowd to silence. It was one of the strangest things I've ever felt. But I can't wait to go home for a little bit. After, Tuesday I got to go film the Contender Series, and then I get to spend time with my family and my mom. And I think I'll really just kind of take a week to just, miss my dad a little bit.
Obviously, you beat one of Scotland's own fighters tonight, but Scottish fans seem to have taken to you really well. Just what kind of reception have you had in Scotland this week?
It's been amazing. You know, me and my brother and my corner, we were talking about it all week. And even when I called back home, I was like, it's actually, they're really, everybody. I had to try to put up a hoodie at one point because I wanted to get a little bite to eat before we came to the arena. And I had to go back to the hotel in the back to eat because the fans were so awesome. They all wanted pictures, and they would all start it with, don't get me wrong, I'm supporting Stevie Ray tonight, but we also love you. It sucks that you have to come and fight one of our own. But they were great, and I knew it would be loud, the loudest I've ever put Brazil to shame, to be honest with you. And I fought Trinaldo in Brasilia, and this was louder. So I have nothing but respect and love for the Scottish fans and every fan over here. These guys are starting to really love MMA, and I'd love to come back and fight maybe in Ireland if they do an Ireland card as well.
Paul, it was obviously a big victory for you tonight. Where do you think that puts you in the lightweight division now?
I was just talking backstage. I didn't even think about rankings. You know, coming into this fight, I think this was kind of a battle between two guys that could get maybe the right outside of the top 15 or maybe get that top 15 spot. And I'd love to either get my name up there with a little number next to it and start fighting some of these top guys. With 2 first-round KOs by elbow, I think I have earned a glance at that maybe they could give me a ranking or give me a guy that would get me in the rankings. So that's what we were just talking about backstage about what might be next. So hopefully a big fight next.
What did you say to Stevie after the fight? You had a few words with him.
Yeah, I just said, I have nothing but respect, and I knew damn well that could have been me laid out on the canvas too, with the way we fight and the way things can go in this sport. And I told him, I've always been a fan of his, and I'll continue to root for him in his other fights against whoever he's fighting. That's the first time. I don't want to say I feel bad because we're competitors, we're athletes, but it was the first time where I was kind of like, man, I know I can only imagine if we were in Philadelphia and I had everybody I knew there. It sucked, you know what I mean? He wanted to put on a show, and but I came laser focused for this one, man. We were ready, and I told him I'd also like to, hang out and buy him a beer, but if not, we were both crushing some cake in the back, so that might suffice for tonight.
You're just saying that you're going to make it back to Vegas for the Contender Series on Tuesday night. What do the next few weeks look like for you, and when would you like to get back in there?
So fly out to Vegas tomorrow, rehearse, do that stuff, meet up with my co-anchor, and shoot on Tuesday, and then go home on a red eye that night, back to my family, spend a week there. Next week, back out to Vegas to do the 4th episode of the Contender Series. But I guess this summer will be dedicated to that. It's 8 weeks of Dana White's Contender Series, and then I saw that. I mean, I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. So realistically, in the next few months, let August go by completely, and then October, November, definitely a 3rd fight before the year is out. 100% a 3rd fight.
We've just been told you won a performance of the night bonus as well.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did. I just found out backstage. So that's my 2nd in a row, guys, with 2 knockouts in a row by elbow knockout. So me and Duke got something working up our sleeve here. The lightweight division better look out for them bows.
It's a lot of money. What are you going to be doing with it, do you know?
I'm probably going to, we were just talking to Christine back home, probably going to buy Aisling some dance or voice lessons. The girl's walking around with a microphone and a guitar watching my fight the whole time saying Daddy Pow Pow. So she's whatever the money is going to go towards her and whatever she needs. And taxes. Paying them taxes, not like our boy Floyd.
Paul, one of the storylines coming into this fight regarding Stevie Ray was the fact that he put it out there, he rolled the dice, he was gonna, he is gonna now test free agency. Can you kind of give some insight in terms of, would you do the same thing? We're seeing a lot of fighters, go that route now here.
Yeah, and you see, sometimes it pays off. Joe Duffy just got a 7-fight deal, right? So I mean, you gotta play it by what your last fights are. I mean, if I'm coming off maybe 3 knockouts like this or something like that, it's worth thinking about. But I like to think I have a pretty tight relationship with the UFC. I've made it clear that I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to fight for anybody else. This is the organization I've always wanted to be a part of. This is who I want to fight for. I want to become a commentator. I want to do behind the scenes work with these guys. I want this to become something that I just roll over into when I'm done my career. So hopefully we could just go, fight to fight and figure things out. But yeah, there's no desire for me to seek out Bellator or any of these other major competitors. I want to stay here and keep getting paid and keep getting bonuses. I mean, if I keep fighting the way I'm fighting, I'll be getting some extra checks every fight. That'd be nice.
And speaking about the commentary gig,
Yeah.
have you had a chance to speak to Dan Hardy? Obviously, he's a Fight 10 commentator.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to him when we were in Belfast. I've talked to Dan, hung out with him a little bit, and but at that time, I didn't know I was going to have any of these kind of opportunities. I'd love to sit down with him and pick his brain a little bit because I like Dan's work too. I think he's really good at his job, and I want to try to bring that same kind of feel to the table with the amount of experience that I have, and him having even more experience than I did in the cage fighting for title fights and things like that. So, and for those that asked, and I see some people wondering how in the world did that even come about, me getting the Contender Series thing. I don't know if anybody remember. I went to school at University of the Arts in Philadelphia for theater. I went to school for acting. I've been in the Walnut Street Theater productions. I've been auditioned for plays off Broadway and commercials in New York. That's what I did before I became a professional fighter. So being in front of the camera and speaking in front of people is kind of first and foremost what I did. I just now do it violently in front of a lot of people. So that's kind of how that got. I made that clear that I wanted to do that kind of work, and then I had an audition out in LA and I got the job.
Hi, Paul.
Hey.
Something you alluded to earlier, and you've mentioned it a few times in the week, was that if this was a Vegas card, it would fly under the radar a little bit. Do you feel that that's something that you want to do going forward? Obviously, you've done Brazil, Canada, and now Scotland. Is that just something you enjoy doing, being the go-to guy for these international events? You see yourself headlining one, or is it good for you to come to a place like this? Doesn't get many events.
Yeah, that crowd was. I know they were for Stevie, but it was. I looked back in my corner when we first got out there, and I was like, that is the loudest I've ever seen heard anything in my life. And I asked, we both, everybody saw the Twitter stuff that he was like, let's do it. I had asked for the fight after he fought Lozon. My manager asked for that fight. I don't know if he heard about that, and then he kind of probably got wind of it and was like, yeah, let's do it. That's kind of how it started. So it wasn't just like, oh, he called me out or I called him out. It was kind of like, all right, that seems like a good fight, and I'll fight him in Scotland if it means I'll get the fight. But yeah, going to these cities that don't get these events, they're way more fun, man. Like you said, Vegas, that would have been like, oh, that'll be a good fight. And people wouldn't have really been as hyped about it. I thought it was going to be co-main. We were pushing to be main event for that one. And I would love a main event spot. I want to go 5 rounds with somebody. I want that headline spot. And, I know I'm still working my way up. I know I'm not I feel like the diehard fans kind of know who I am, love my style, but we still got to get some mainstream love from people. Cool. Thanks, guys.
What's up?
Hey, Gunnar. Down in front. Obviously not the result you wanted this evening. Can you just take us through the fight, kind of from your perspective? Was there anything that you found surprising from Santiago?
Well, you know, I've never been better, I feel, than for this fight. You know, my form, my physical form, my capabilities. Now, right in the beginning, I caught him with an uppercut left hook or something like that. And I caught him. But he caught me with, I think it was a left thumb or something to my right eye at the same time. So I was seeing double. But because I caught him, I thought, you know, I have him on the run there, and I can finish this fight. I think that was the biggest mistake I done in this fight. I'm not saying that if I didn't get caught by that, I would have seen the shot coming or whatever, but it is what it is. Even then, I was seeing double. I could still kind of, you know, I was able to land a couple more shots, but then he catches me with a nice right hand, which takes me completely off balance, and then does a good job of finishing the fight.
I mean, how did you feel coming into the fight as well? How were your preparations? Like, obviously, every fighter we asked before says they've gone brilliantly and smoothly, but you know, now after the fact, how was it?
Yeah, you know, like I said, this is the best me you've ever seen. I just got caught. That's that.
You know, it's incredibly early to speak after the fight, but you have lost before. So how do you come back from this, and how do you come back stronger?
Yeah, just gotta go back to the drawing boards and learn from your mistakes. Yeah, right now I just look forward to going home, spend time with my family, with my boy, and talk to my coaches, and we'll go over this fight a good few times and get back to training.
Gunny, you said at the media day on Thursday that you felt like you were ready for a title shot before this fight. Where do you think you go next? Do you think you fight someone else in the top 15? Do you think that you'll fight again abroad in Europe or in Vegas? What do you think's next for you?
Well, it's hard to see right now. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't push me too much back. Obviously, it didn't take me any closer to a title shot, but yeah, we'll see. Right now, I'm just kind of focused on getting back, you know, learning from these mistakes, and whoever I get back, it's not the most important thing, but like always, ideally, I would like to get somebody tough, somebody ranked, you know, somewhere up there. I feel like. I don't know. Even though I got caught tonight, and it wasn't pretty, you know. Like I said, I'm still the best me I've ever been. I just got caught. That's really how I feel.
Throughout the night, a lot of fan favourites obviously lost in quite dramatic fashion. As it came towards your fight, did you feel an added sense of pressure knowing that you were going to be the fan favourite heading into the main event after seeing the likes of Stevie Ray and Paul Craig be knocked out like they were?
No, I felt good going in there. The crowd was amazing, man. It was something else, you know, in the fight. When I was walking in, when I was in the cage, even just when the fight started, I could feel it a little bit, and the crowd was awesome, you know. I'd love fighting for you know, the Scots again, or fighting here in Glasgow again, or whatever, you know. It was amazing. It didn't affect me negatively at all.
Gunny, John Kavanagh always says, you know, you win or you learn. What did you learn from that fight, and what did John say to you post-fight?
Well, obviously, I have to be more careful. You know, I got caught with a punch. I should have seen it coming. Really, what I felt, and what I said to my coaches, and I'm just saying to you what I said to them, I don't like to make excuses or whatever, but this is the truth. How I feel anyway, is I should have stopped the fight when I got poked in the eye. I should have stopped it then, because I'm seeing 2 Ponce Nibios in front of me, and that was like that until I remember standing up and the fight was over. So I should have stopped it then. I'm not saying like he did a good job, and maybe it would have happened anyway. Maybe my reflexes just wouldn't have been enough to move away from that punch. But this is how I felt like, I'm kind of kicking myself in the head for not just stopping the fight and being greedy, because I caught him and I felt like he was on the run. Should have just stopped the fight, recovered my eye, and carried on from there. Well, I didn't, and here we are now, and yeah, you win or you learn, and I'll definitely learn from this.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Santiago, congratulations on the performance and the win. Can you just talk us through the stages that led to the knockout?
Hi, thank you. Very happy for this performance. I respect a lot this guy. Gunnar Nelson is a big talent, big promise. He's young, he's versatile, you know. He's a good jiu-jitsu, but he's a good striker too. He's very quicker. The first round, he take the uppercut. I can see it's very quicker. Okay, I need to move. I stay move. Yeah, connect my right hand after my jab. I know my hands is very strong. I know I have Jiku for every fight in this division, but I am very happy for this performance. For him is very tough guy. Yeah, one.
He just spoke to us before you, and he said that there was an eye poke, and he's not making excuses for the loss, but he did say that there was an eye poke. Do you remember there being a situation where you poked him in the eye just prior to the knockout?
No, I don't remember the move. I connect my right hand and my cross and my right hand one more time. He in defense. I use my jab. My jab is clean in the change. He hit down. I finish in the floor, but him. I think it's. I can't see the put the finger nothing. I think it's the coup is for my punch. My punch is clean. It's clean in the good position. You know.
The UFC has been to Brazil many times, but have yet to go to Argentina. And I know that Argentina doesn't exactly have the richest or the longest history when it comes to mixed martial arts. But do you think you can be the guy that can take the UFC there in the future? To Argentina.
Yeah. I like this. Maybe the UFC go to Argentina. It's a big opportunity. The sport is get up. It's the big expansion in the world. No, it's UFC now in Latin America for Fox Sports is a lot of fans. The people is very exciting. The people in Argentina. I like the me fighting in Argentina. Maybe it's a good opportunity for go to the UFC to Argentina.
The welterweight division is absolutely stacked. Is there someone that you have in mind that you'd like to fight next?
It's beautiful. I like this division. It's very big talent. I like the fight to Neil Magny. He's the number 5. I like the fight Carlos Condit. I think he's the number 5, number 6. I like the fight for this guy or for everyone. I am ready for everyone in this division, for everything. I training very hard. My 5th victory in a row. I am ready for everything. But Neil Magny, I think it's a good match. It's funny, exciting for the people to see. Maybe in Argentina, it's a good idea. I don't know.
Santiago, you mentioned the name there, Carlos Condit. He's been out for a very long time, Carlos. Why do you think he should come out of, I guess, retirement and come back to fight you?
This guy is big talent, man. He's a lot of experience. He's good striker. I like the fight for the best striker in the world. For the people understand, I the best striker in this division. Him is very good technique. Okay, no fight for a little bit of time, but him is no new guy. Him is a lot of experience. Him no need time every month. For this reason, I like it. It's a good match for the people. See, it's two guys, the high level, the striker. It's one option. Maybe Neil Magny too. It's good victories. It's same thing to Gunnar, versatile guy. It's good striker. It's good on the floor. But repeat, I ready for everything in this division.
Tonight you came in an underdog. A lot of people were talking more about Gunnar Nelson than you before the fight. Do you think you made a name for yourself this evening, and do you think more people are going to look out for you in this division?
Yeah. I'm happy for this opportunity. I have the main event. The people see me. The people see my work. For the people that not know me. I out my heart for 10 years ago, man. Really hard work every day, I am very happy this opportunity for the people see me, for the people, the world understand I really work hard. I am ready for the top of this division.
You work obviously alongside a lot of other welterweights at American Top Team. Do you believe that that is the best place to have your training, and do the likes of Colby Covington help you out?
I training for the best partners. I have the best coach in the world. I training the best team. I love my coach, Catel Cubis, Mike Brown, Kelson Pintos, Steve Moko, Everton. All people stay in my camp. All my partners. I have the best camp in the world. For this reason, I think it's everything for everyone in this division.
And lastly, what did you make of the crowd and the atmosphere in the arena this evening?
What
did you make of the Scottish crowd, the fans?
No, it's good, man. The people know me now. The people know me. I understand Gunnar is the Europe guy. The people is for he's okay, but the people understand. This is my job, I only should do my job. I respect a lot this guy. This guy is very, very good guy, but this is my job. I only have my job, But the people, I am very happy for this opportunity. I love Glasgow. Scotland is beautiful. I a lot of days off for know the new place. Yeah, I'm very happy for this opportunity. The people is amazing here. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.